Hello from a relatively cool Kampala this morning. The sunshine is just coming out now, but it was raining this morning, so it's nice and chilly here in Uganda today. Welcome back to Becky's Bible Thoughts. It's always a pleasure to be able to explore the Bible a little bit with you. Now, it's been a challenging couple of weeks for me in my other day job. Other than recording these videos, I've been spending my time working on some novels that I've been writing. I recently finished the first book in a trilogy, in a planned series of 3 books. And now I'm sort of starting to think about part 2 in that series. What will that look like while I wait for feedback from agents for the first one? And with the first book, I knew exactly where I was going. I knew how it was going to end. I had this idea for a big battle at the end, and I knew how the characters were going to be caught up in it and what their lives would look like after, how they would be changed by the things that they had experienced. The plan definitely changed a bit as I wrote that book, but I had an idea of where I was heading. Now, part of the reason that I think I've struggled to get stuck into book 2 is that I don't have a plan. I don't know where it's going to go. The characters I've written seem to have taken on a bit of a life of their own, and I'm not quite sure what the ending is going to look like. I feel like I need to see how these characters are going to react to the situations that I put them in before I know how things are going to play out, how it's going to end. And it's a little bit scary not knowing where you're going. For a while, it even stopped me from starting. How can I start a journey when I don't know the destination? Well, that reminded me of a character in the Bible, a man called Abram. God made this absolutely amazing promise to him. He said, I'm going to make you into a great nation. I'm going to bless you. I will make your name great and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. Wow, that sounds pretty good. I mean, I think Abram would have been pretty happy with the thought of that outcome for his life. And yet there was a little bit of a condition to that blessing. See, this is what God said to Abram just before that amazing promise. In Genesis chapter 12, verse 1, the Lord said to Abram, "Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you." What an interesting instruction that is. Leave everything you know. Leave your family and your friends. Leave your country. Leave your people. And just start walking. You don't need to know the destination. I'll show it to you, God said. I think if I was Abram, I'd have been thinking, well, okay, God, I don't mind leaving. I don't mind following. But maybe you could just, give me a map. Just show me the way to go. Is this going to be a journey of a day or a year? Just a little bit of an indication, God, that'd be really helpful. I think I'm a person who quite likes to know where I'm going. But sometimes we just need to jump. We need to take the first few steps and trust that God knows what he's doing. Trust that he knows the destination, even if we have no idea where or what it might be. A few days ago, I got my journal out. It's just a little notebook that I use to kind of record things that I'm asking for prayer about, specific things, so that I can see when those prayers are answered. But it's also where I write down anything that I feel like God is saying to me. Then I can go back to it and read it through again and test it against the word of God and make sure that I'm really hearing God correctly. But it's also just so encouraging. If it's not something you do, maybe think about it, because it's wonderful being able to look back on days and weeks and months and years of God's faithfulness, seeing him come through for me through his word and in my circumstances. But anyway, on this particular day, it was a day that I'd set aside for writing, and I think I was sitting at my computer staring at a blank Word document and decided just to get away from that and spend a bit of time with God. And this is what I felt drop into my heart. Don't worry about the end of your book. Enjoy the writing. You don't need to know the ending to enjoy the journey. Right, this is about more than just a book now, isn't it, God? I can almost picture that, knowing, yes. Have you ever found yourself in a position where you don't want to start something because you don't know how it's going to end? Maybe you don't want to take the risk to start a new business because you don't know if it's going to succeed. You maybe don't want to jump into a new relationship because you don't know if you're going to get hurt like last time. You don't want to move to a new town or city because you don't know anyone there or how things are going to work out for you in that place. Stepping into the unknown can be terrifying, but we can trust in God, who knows the end as well as the beginning, and step boldly into the unknown, trusting that he will lead us as we go, just like he did for Abram all the way back in the book of Genesis. He did indeed become a great nation. If we don't know which way to turn today, if we're scared because we can't see the ending, we don't know the destination, if that's you, don't worry, because God sees it and he will guide you to where you need to be. We don't know how this coronavirus situation is going to end. We don't know how long restrictions will be in place, how long we need to wear masks for, when we'll next be able to travel freely. But just because we don't know the ending doesn't mean that we can't find joy in the meantime. Don't let this season or any season of uncertainty rob you of the joy that Jesus has promised to you. He knows what's going to happen, even when we have no idea whatsoever. And we can find peace and rest in any single situation we face with that knowledge. Thank you so much for watching today. I'll see you next time.